bitch. Miss Marianne has been a political activist for over 4 decades, a spiritual thought leader, and a New York Times best-selling author of 15 books, 4 of which have been New York Times #1 bestsellers. Marianne has been a consistent advocate for our community since the 1980s when she founded Project Angel Food, which is kind of a big deal here in LA. If you know what Project Angel Food is, you know what the fuck is good, okay? Woo. To date, the nonprofit has served over 16 million meals, and she also founded the LA Center for Living and the Manhattan Center for Living and co-founded the Peace Alliance. Okay, bitch? A track record, okay? For the last 10 years, she's hosted regular progressive candidate summits to get more women, minorities, and LGBTQIA+ progressives into political offices. Marianne is running for president of the United States to ensure that everyone has universal health care, free college, paid family leave, and a living wage, bitch. Because you know, life is expensive. I always say America is the most poorly ran business ever. Most of all, Miss Marianne believes that all Americans deserve the right to freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and the pursuit of happiness. She also, fun fact, the owner of Micky's West Hollywood, she officiated their wedding about 20 years ago, bitch. So she's also ordained and committed. Please help me welcome to the stage, Miss Marianne Williamson! This one, oh, there's love. You talking quiet, girl. You talking quiet.
How about now?
Oh, there we go, there we go.
I began here in Los Angeles in 1983. And this area, West Hollywood, it's been really interesting for me being here today, seeing the ethnic diversity, the cultural diversity, the age diversity, the sexual diversity, the gender diversity. It's quite extraordinary. It's what this area has been known for. And so much of the LGBTQIA drag show, the whole scene that we're celebrating today and having fun with today, I'd like to have your attention for just a couple of minutes to have a more serious conversation about what it all means. To us, this is fun. To us, this is celebrating. To us, this is, and you get a feeling watching drag shows. I always have a feeling this is ancient stuff. I always have a feeling this is probably divine ancient culture. It makes you ask questions, it makes you think, it opens your mind, and most particularly, it just takes you into the right side of the brain. That's how I always feel. I always feel like it's a rest for my brain. There's nothing in it but just pure, like, fun, just stupid thought joy. You know what I'm saying? And you appreciate it, and it's lovely. And I've also been aware, as we are all aware, drag shows are not hurting anybody. And I wish that we could all just be here today and be happy with the fact that this is all happening and enjoying each other and enjoying drag performers, and that's just one of those cool aspects of life. But at the same time, we're all adults. And so we would not be truly righteous in our lives if we did not also allow ourselves a moment to think about the fact that there are 2 security guards in the front, and there's a reason for that. Yeah. We would not be righteous people if we were not also remembering and recognizing what's going on in this country, where drag performers, all transgender drag performers specifically, are a targeted group by powerful and vigorous and passionate and well-funded political forces. And if we really appreciate drag performers, and we really appreciate our transgender friends, you and I need to say something about that. Whenever you have the kind of neo-fascist, neo-authoritarian forces that are afoot in America today, you have scapegoats. And this kind of scapegoating, anybody who knows anything about history, this is dangerous stuff. And this is happening already in your community. I hope all of you realize maybe a girl who is coming from Adam Schiff's congressional seat over in Silver Lake. Actually, she will be introducing me later tonight at the Garden with Little Secret. But the thing about maybe she would be the first transgender American in the U.S. House of Representatives, I hope. I hope you'll support her, and at this point, to be honest, we need a transgender American in the House of Representatives. This is not something that is a joke at this point. As president, one of the first things I would do is confer special protection status on all transgender Americans. Conferring special, and that gives, among other things, it gives a very big message to anyone involved, whether it has to do with police or civilians. Don't mess with that person, or the U.S. government will come after you. There will be strong influence in the Department of Justice to rigorously investigate any civil rights transgressions against transgender Americans or LGBTQIA. I have been here for a very long time. I've been around West Hollywood. This was the seed of the soul of my own growth as a person and as a professional. And I'll tell you, gay Los Angeles gave me my career. Gay Los Angeles gave me my career, and I will never forget that. But I want those of you who are younger to know, because this is one of the areas where society doesn't always go forward. Sometimes it goes forward and then it takes a few steps back. Even during the AIDS crisis, where we were aware of the danger of homophobia, where we were in danger, I knew a young man who said to me, I have to call my parents. I don't know which is more difficult for me, who had been diagnosed with AIDS, who said, I don't know if it's harder to tell them I'm dying or that I'm gay. That is how far the society has moved. The society has expanded in not only tolerance, in celebration, but there's a huge blowback against that, and it is happening right now. And so at this point, there is one way to override the forces that will constrict freedom in the United States. At this point, there is one way to override neo-fascism. There is one way to override neo-authoritarianism. There is one way to override bigotry. There is one way to override hate, and that's to stand so passionately for love that they get the message, don't even think about it. And so I am asking all of you who are here, don't just stand for drag today because it's fun for you to be here. Don't just do that. When you leave here, allow us to fill you with the serious side. Because every drag performer now knows that there is a targeting, and it's happening here. It's happening at the school board. Silver Lake, it's already happening here. So let this joy that we feel, the fun we feel, the happiness we feel, that, oh, we're just going out having a fun today. When we leave here, let's just not be more joyful. Let's not just be happier. Let's not just be more, oh, this was cool. Let's go out here a little more deeply informed. Let's go out here a little more deeply serious. Let's go out here a little more adult and ready to take a stand. Not just to say when you hear about something happening to transgenders, oh, that's terrible. We got to go way past, oh, that's terrible. We've got to become part of a force field, a revolutionary love force field in this country who does make the field of consciousness and power and politics that would constrict the rights of any people such as this. As I said before, don't even think about it. They got to know we stand for love so great that it doesn't even have a chance. We stand for light so bright that darkness doesn't even have a chance. We stand for freedom and democracy and humanitarian values so great that neo-fascism and neo-authoritarianism and that kind of bigotry we see in America today doesn't even have a chance. You do your part, also send me to Washington. I'll do my part there. Thank you.
Yes, yo, Miss Marianne Williamson. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, you guys. So now it is one of my favorite parts of the show. Who is celebrating something, not a birthday?